C language, we are going to learn about our topic number 5, numeric constants. So let's move on. Constants. So in the previous video we have talked about the string constant. In this video we are going to tell you about the numeric constants. So here we have studied about the character constant and the string constants. That a string constant is a set of character that is enclosed with the double quotes, and a character constant is that constant, a character which is enclosed with a single quotes, that is known as character constants. So here in this video we will learn about the numeric constant, and that is also important in C language. So let's move on. Numeric constants. Numeric constants. So numeric constant is further divided into three categories. So we can say that numeric constant is divided into three categories, that is decimal number, octal number and hexadecimal number. So we will learn about decimal number, octal number and hexadecimal number in this video. So carefully look these things, and we are talking about the numeric constant, which is a part of the constants. So let's move. Numeric constant. So numeric constant is categorized into the three parts, that is decimal number, octal number and hexadecimal number, and this is most important thing in C language. Okay, so let's move on the first topic, that is decimal number. So decimal numeric constant, which is used in C language. So a decimal numeric constant can be a number both positive and negative. A decimal numeric constant must not be start from 0. So here, what numeric constant tell us about, what the decimal numeric constant tell us about, that is that this constant can be a number. It can be a number. It can be a positive number as well as negative number. What a decimal numeric constant must not need to be start from 0. It means that it is not going to be start with 0. It is always going to be start with a positive and negative value. For example, I am telling you, here you are seeing it is not going to start with the 0 value. It is started with 2 value. That is a positive number. It is also positive. It is also positive. It is also positive number. Here negative number. So decimal numeric constant tell us that it can be a number having positive as well as negative, but not a 0. So it will not start with a 0, and it can be both positive and negative. So here you are seeing this number is a decimal numeric constant. This is also a numeric constant. This is also a numeric constant. Minus 2, 3, 4 is also a numeric constant. 40 is also a numeric constant. 30 is also a numeric constant. 20 is also a numeric constant. 358 is also a numeric constant. Minus 543 is also a numeric constant. Because these all is started with a positive sign or a negative sign and not starting with a 0. That's why it is called decimal numeric constants. So let's move on the next topic, that is the octal numeric constant. So what do you mean by octal numeric constant? The question arises. Then a simple answer of this. A octal numeric constant, that is C, must be started with the 0. That octal numeric constant says us that it must be started with the 0. It must be started with the 0 value. So here you are seeing that it is started with the 0. It is also started with 0. It is started with 0. Started with 0, 0 and 0. And that's why it is known as the octal numeric constant. What in the decimal numeric constant we have talked about that a decimal numeric constant can be a number both positive and negative. So it can be a number both positive and negative, means it can be positive as well as negative. What the number is not going to be started with 0. If this number is going to be start with 0, then this is not the decimal numeric constant. It is now changed into the octal numeric constant. So a decimal numeric constant be a number that started with a positive and negative sign and not going to start with the 0. So this is how we have compared these two. So this is octal value, octal numeric constants, which starts with the 0 value, and here you are seeing this is octal number, octal number, octal number, octal number, octal number, octal number, and octal numeric constant. So this is octal numeric constant. Now let's move on the hexadecimal numeric constant, which is mostly used in the C language, and you need to understand these all things relating to the C language because it is the basic of any language, and you have to understand these things. And it is so interesting language. A hexadecimal number must be starting with a 0 and a small x or a capital X. So hexadecimal must have to start with 0, having a small x or a capital X. So we can say that this is a hexadecimal number because it is started with the 0 and a small x. That's why it is a hexadecimal value. Again, this number is this thing is a hexadecimal value because it is starting with a 0 and followed by small x. Again, this thing is starting with a 0 followed by small x. Again, this thing is starting with a 0 followed by capital X. So this is a hexadecimal value. Again, here you are seeing this is starting with 0 followed by small x having some of the letter in it and a number. So this is also a hexadecimal value. So what we have learned in the numeric constant is that we have divided numeric constant into three categories. First was the what we can say that it was decimal numeric constant. So in decimal, it can be a positive or a negative value. What it is not going to be started with 0. What in octal value we have studied that it must be started with 0, and in hexadecimal we are seeing that it is starting with a 0 as well as it was followed by a letter x capital or small x. So this is how we have classified the numeric constants. So thanks for watching. धन्यवाद.